Good morning, everybody. I am on a little bit early. Just wanted to make sure again that everything connected as I was expecting it to. Um, you'll see the little pop-up there that says thank you for commenting. Be sure to like and share. I am not able to actually write comments back during the live. I can verbally answer questions and see comments. They're a little bit delayed, but all of that works. So after the live, I will go back and comment or type in comments. It's just like I've said before, I'm a multitasker and coordinated, but not that coordinated. So good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Coffee and Create with Brenda. I'm Brenda Hillard, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I come to you live via Facebook every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Central Time. So we're just going to hang out for just a minute here, being it's 8:59, and we'll let a few people hop on and then we'll get started. A couple things to mention. I am hosting a fall stamping retreat on Saturday, October 14th at the Dennis Drummond Wine Company in Brainerd. I also have a to-go option for my retreat. I've had some pretty significant life changes here in the last week, none of which I want to go into on Facebook Live or have recorded on YouTube. So I haven't really communicated out well, like the last chance, last call, whatever. But I just want you to know that I do have openings still, and I will offer the early bird pricing through October 1st. So, well, and October 1st is tomorrow, but there's still a little time to sign up if you were planning to join the retreat. So I will put the link for the retreat registration on the Facebook page once we're done, okay? All right. So good morning, Debbie. I hope you're all warm and toasty. We've had lots of rain. It seems like we couldn't buy a drop of rain all summer, and now that fall has come, it has been like raining cats and dogs, so to speak. All right, here we go, guys. Again, I am Brenda Hillard. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I come to you live every Saturday morning with an episode of Coffee and Create with Brenda. So let's go down to the workstation. This is our current and most recent catalog, the Stampin' Up! 2023 mini catalog. It is good from September through December. I have a bad reflection there. Maybe that's better. Let's see how it looks on here and make sure we're all connected. Yeah, I think that that is much better. All right, so let's flip in the catalog to page 42, 43, and 44. This is the All About Autumn Suite, and I'm going to show you a card today, or demonstrate a card that uses every single item in this suite of products except for this the copper ribbon. I am going to use the natural ribbon, and that comes in a combo pack. So, and I was totally inspired by one of the cards in the catalog. So whenever you're kind of in a little bit of a rut as far as coming up with a card design or trying to figure out how to use your products, refer back to the catalog and just look at all of the beautiful examples they give us and work from those. All right, here we go. The paper in this suite of products is very unique in that there's real life photos There are scenery photos with the trees. The backs of the paper is gorgeous with the foil. More scenery, foil. This one is really cool. Looks just like a rumpled up knit afghan or sweater. Trees from like an aerial view. More leaves and foil. There's like a tufted leather chair seat. Some leaves. Some books, and this is the one we'll be using today. A wood grain. And more books, smaller books on a shelf. So that's the All About Autumn paper. This right now is unorderable, but will be coming back in stock, okay? The stamp set and die bundle. So pretty, you guys. And there are the best dies in here. There's label dies. There's just imprinted dies. And then, of course, all of the beautiful leaves and veining that coordinate with the stamped images here. It is photopolymer, so it's the see-through stamps. There are the little adhesive back speckled dots. And these are really fun. I don't think the catalog or even my video here do them justice. It's just really, really pretty. The Distress Tile 3D embossing folder. This we'll be using, and you'll get to see how beautiful it imprints, and it is really distressed, and you can see by the folder itself that there are areas that just don't imprint as much as the others. And then last but not least, and this is back in stock, this is the oxide papers. So there's the gold on gold tone, or the copper gold, and then there's the pretty peacock and gold tones. Really pretty paper, and this adds a great detail to the leafing, which I'll show you here in just a minute. So as what I have is a piece of very vanilla cardstock, and I'm just going to, I have that scored at 4 1/4. Match up my edges and just give that a good crease for my card base. Okay. I also have a piece of the copper clay, and this is the foil paper from that pack, the All About Autumn paper. Here is the 6x6 piece of the books, and then I just have some scrap pieces of Cajun Craze and Pretty Peacock. Okay, so I'm going to take our books, this piece. Let me bring in my paper trimmer, and I'm just going to cut this piece down to 4 by 5 1/4. All right. I'm going to use that on my card front. I want to cut a piece that measures 1 inch by 3 inch, and that's of the copper paper, again from that pack of paper. So I have that, like I said, 1 inch by 3 inches, and then the scraps of the Cajun Craze, and is what we're going to do. And I've done this ahead, but I want you to see what we've got here. So from the die set, I cut 1 of the Pretty Peacock. I cut 1 from the Cajun Craze, and then from the oxide paper, I took this veining die and I cut one from the gold and one from the pretty peacock. So I have these that are going to overlay on my leaves. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Donna. Oh gosh, you guys, good morning, good morning. Lots of people here this morning. All right, so there's that. And then last but not least, I took a scrap of Very Vanilla and I cut the label from the die set. So I have that right here. All right. So what I want to do now is I want to take the Distressed Tile 3D embossing folder because I want you to see just really truly how gorgeous this is. So I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss, and I'm using the standard size, the full size, because the embossing folders, unless specifically mentioned in the catalog with the mini icon, you need the standard size for the distressed, or for the embossing folders, like I said, unless otherwise stated in the catalog. All right, so I've got my platform 1, my embossing folder, I put my 2 die cut leaves in there, and then my number 4 thick or 3D embossing plate. Running it through, and here's what we've got. These beautiful embossed leaves. I think you can see those clearly. I forgot to mention too, I do have my September host code up there. Today is the last day to use that host code, so if you haven't placed an order this month, please do. It's the end of the Stampin' Up! Fiscal year, so while I thought I was going to go out with a bang, like I said, there was a little bit of change here at my household that I got behind with making announcements and doing any kind of reminders, so bear with me. I'll get back on track here. All right, some dots of glue, and then is what I'm going to do is just put this is the gold, I'm going to add that right onto my Cajun Craze. Flip it over. I'm just going to rub it down so that it sticks on there nice. We'll let that dry a minute, and we'll do the same thing here with our pretty peacock. Oxide paper. And like I said, this is back in stock. You can order it now, so jump on it if it's something you're thinking you want to use for fall card making or Thanksgiving, whatever you may make your cards for, okay? All right, I'm just going to put this right down on here. Press it down. Flip it over, give it a rub, and there we go. And now I've got glue on my fingers and they're all sticky. All right, we'll give this just a minute. Whoops, look at that. It's stuck to my placemat and not to my leaf. All right. We'll try again. Let's do one of our silicone mats. That works so much better than straight down. Okay, we'll put that off to the side. Whoops, I have 2 of them. All right, let's bring in, here's our piece of Designer Series paper that had the book print on it, right? And when I first saw these, it's like, ooh, that's kind of weird. But wait until you see what it does to this card. It's really quite stunning. And look at this pretty foil background. So it's always hard to decide, right? Because the Stampin' Up! Papers are so gorgeous. Like, what side of the paper are we going to feature? Here we go. And I'm going to take our little strip that we did, the 1x3, and I'm just going to lay that right across our card. And we're going to start building up, okay? Who else do we have on this morning? I don't know. Shannon? Yeah, I know. Good morning, Shannon. I knew you'd like the book paper. Shannon's a very avid reader. I'm going to add some glue to the backs of the leaves. And then my next step is this beautiful ribbon combo from the Suite. It's got the copper ribbon, which I'm not using this time, but I am going to use this, the natural weave trim. And I'm going to do something a little bit different in that I'm going to fold it over on itself, like so. I'm going to take my ribbon scissors, and then I'm just going to cut back on the back side at an angle. And then it gives me like this little fishtail cut. Okay? So, I'm going to add some glue. I'm going to lay this down. That'll take care of our bottom layer. And then I'm going to add a little bit on the inside here. And I find liquid glue works pretty well for this. And I just want to lay that on top so that I get this, like I said, the fishtail look over here. But yet it's 2 layers. It's kind of cool. So while that is sitting, we'll let that dry just a little bit. I want to bring in my little label here that I die cut from the Very Vanilla. And I'm going to be using the sentiment from the stamp set that says, "With a grateful heart." And the Cajun Craze ink. I'm going to ink this up. And then I'm just going to center and stamp. And being it is photopolymer, I used my silicone mat, or you can use the piercing pad just to get some cushion on there so that you get a nice image. But I love whenever there's scripted font and then just the printed, that combination. I always think it makes for such a pretty sentiment on the front of the cards. All right, let's bring this back in. I'm going to take my pretty peacock leaf and I'm going to put that right down on our card. Then I'm going to take our Cajun Craze leaf and I want to add just a little touch of glue to that stem, and I'm going to lay that down just like so. And then with our sentiment, we're going to add dimensionals. Whoops. I'm just going to put 3 across the center. Take off the backings. And then I can add that right across our leaves. So there's our card. Thank you, Linda. like I said, it is like casing the catalog. My creative mojo kind of went on a little a little hiatus the past couple of weeks, but when you need inspiration, the catalog is a great place to go. And if you're new to my channel or new to Facebook and you don't have a catalog or a demonstrator, I would be happy to be that person, and I'd be happy to send you a catalog. So you just have to reach out at createwithbrenda.com and request a catalog, and it's that simple. I send it right out to you. So I just put 3 of those little embellishments on there. So I have ribbon, I have foils, I have a label that's raised, and then I have these pretty sparkling or speckled dot embellishments. All right, so you guys, that is today's card at Coffee and Create with Brenda. I hope you're having a great Saturday, and I hope you have a fabulous rest of your weekend. And I will see you next Saturday at 9 a.m. right here. And also, if you are thinking about attending my fall stamping retreat here in Brainerd, registration will close at end of day on October 1st, so tomorrow. And I will put that registration link on my YouTube page, or you can go to createwithbrenda.com and you'll see where you can register there too for the 2023 fall stamping retreat. All right, you guys, until next Saturday, bye for now.